Um, so I mentioned this in the first ever episode of the Verbal Journal, but I used to do this all the time with no intention of posting it on the internet. And recently I was looking at one of my recordings that I did, and because I had no intention of posting it on the internet, the free flowing, loose nature of it I found kind of funny. Um, I had to edit some things out, some specific names and things like that. My workplace, I had to bleep that out. But I thought it was pretty funny. Maybe you will too. If not, I don't care. All right, enjoy. Oh, also, just like one more thing. I just want to mention this. It seems like I'm like high. Seems like I just smoked a lot of marijuana prior to this recording. I did not. It seems to me that that thing with people with ADHD, that thing that they have with caffeine where it does the opposite to them, that seems to be the case with me to some extent, especially coffee. And back then I was having 2, 3, 4 lattes a day. So that's, in case I'm not high. All right, enjoy.
What? How are you? I'm pretty good. Got my second latte of the day. This Armenian mug. Pretty sexy. Matching with the phone case. Pretty cool. The exercise load today has been light. Basically non-existent. I went for a hike for about an hour. But I'm still kind of sick, so I'm taking it easy, which I don't like to do. It's no fun. It's no fun taking it easy, but you gotta do what you gotta do, you know. Um, yeah, today's been a good day. I did one of these logs. That's the new name for it. Shout out to Derek Wren. I did one of these logs last night around 10. What was it? I think 10. I think I ended about 10:40. 10:40 p.m. Um, yeah, it was pretty good. It's a cathartic experience. It's like journaling, but except it's more vulnerable because you're actually speaking the words out loud. And I think journaling does certain things that this doesn't do, and I think this does certain things that journaling doesn't do. It's very interesting. Yesterday, work was pretty good. Ryan is blasting something downstairs. I can hear it through the vent over yonder. But yeah, work was pretty good yesterday. It was frustrating. I only got 5 hours of work. Yeah, ended up just there was a 2 hour break in between my shifts, and I just sat in the bar with my coworker, my friend David. I sat in the bar with his girlfriend, and we were just chatting. Started this book that I got from Target by Freida McFadden. It's called Never Lie. It's very fucking good, dude. And Ryan's shaming me because I keep reading books with female protagonists. But it's, I mean, I don't know what to say. It's fucking cool. I like women, dude. I think women are very interesting. Their point of views on the world, the way they see men, I think, is the most valuable thing to me when I'm reading a book with a female protagonist, which I'm a new reader. I mean, uh, I didn't read a book all year this year, 2024, and then in the last month I've read 4 books. So, which falls right in line with my personality. I am such an obsessive person, and I catch a wave, where I get really into something for sometimes a short amount of time, and then I wake up one day and I'm like, um, I don't like this anymore. So I really hope that doesn't happen with reading. Yeah, so I'm just gonna set a goal to. I'm about 1/7 of the way done with the book so far. So I'm gonna try to finish it in the next 5 days. I think that should be a realistic goal. It's 1:53 p.m. right now. I have to leave for work at 4, so I'm gonna try to read a decent amount tonight. And then when I get home from work, I'm gonna try to do a little bit there too. Um, this girl that I, what the fuck? Yeah, you can hear that. That's fucking. He must be. He must be destroying his earlobes right now. Eardrums, excuse me. God damn. Um, yeah, it's pretty cool. Reading's great, and I've also been journaling a little bit more frequently, and then doing this, so it's pretty good. I'm doing the necessary work to become more in touch with myself, which is it's it's a fruitful it's a fruitful endeavor, but it's not fun. You know what's fun? Smoking copious amounts of weed. It's fun in the moment, and then detaching yourself from reality. That's what's fun. But the long-term fulfillment of doing the hard work and just confronting reality with a clear head, that's what'll do you well in the long run. So, unfortunately, um, yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool at work. Like people are starting to because of the way I look, I kind of come off like a lot of people that look like me, like are really into fitness and are fit. Sometimes they can be very superficial people. And I could see it in people's eyes sometimes. They kind of write me off with their expressions towards me. But I think it's becoming clear to people that I'm not really like that. There's a lot more to me than meets the eye. Um, so that's pretty cool. And I'm just making connections at work. I'm gaining people's respect, you know, especially the cooks. Because the cooks at first, they give you this look. When you're a new guy, they give you this look like, who the fuck is this guy, you know? Who the fuck is this motherfucker? And now everyone likes me, and um, I don't know about that. Your lifestyle, what you eat, what you put into your body, substances and otherwise, that affects you greatly, and it totally has a profound effect on your ability to handle uncomfortable situations. Um, and I see that with myself. When I was a dishwasher at downtown, and I was smoking weed, um, the days where the work days where I would smoke weed, um, the night before, and the days where I didn't, I mean, there was a profound effect. There was a profound difference in the way that I was able to handle the stress of being a dishwasher, which is a very stressful job. Um, it's one of the hardest jobs in the restaurant. Yet, yet it always attracts bottom, the lowest rung of person, in my opinion. When I was downtown, we had like, I think while I was there, we had like two or three dishwashers get hired and then walk out, and then even more get interviewed, hired, and then not show up to orientation. This is crazy. It's just, I don't know. But that experience of me being a dishwasher, it absolutely has positively affected me working front of house because everybody gets so stressed out. Girlfriend included. Like she gets so stressed out, and then she tries to and then she kind of like passes it on to me, probably unintentionally, and then I have to like deflect it and just stay in my own headspace. Like last Friday, we were very busy, and it was just it was just not that bad. It was really busy or moving around quite a bit, but it wasn't that bad at all. It just wasn't. So I don't know. It's just so weird. It's like I never viewed myself as that great, that good of a person, you know? But I'm starting to realize like the lifestyle choices that I have and like the things that I do are like people aren't really willing to do that. Yeah, getting a little complacent this winter. Which I mean, it's winter purely based off what month it is. Like, I don't know what the is going on. I went on a hike, as I said, and it was 45 degrees, and we are 3 days away from Christmas, so it's very confusing. Very confusing, but I'll take it. It's allowing me to continue going into the lake every morning. Um, I wanted to make it till Christmas, which at this point, that's inevitable, but I just want to make it as far as I possibly can, you know, and just test myself because just makes me a better person. I mean, I've done it. I've been cold plunging for almost 21 months, and it just makes me a better person. Facing that resistance every single morning, right when I wake up, it adjusts. It adjusts like the goalposts of like what I can achieve or what I can handle that day, without a doubt. And I think that's a pretty awesome thing. And like a couple people at work say they want to join me for a cold plunge in Liberty Lake, and obviously they're welcome. I would love some company. You know, it's just man, when you feel that cold for the first time, it's. I mean, the first time I did it, it was with hose water that was 50 degrees. You know, it was fucked up, man. And I don't know how cold this water is. It'd be pretty damn easy for me to find out because I have a thermometer, but I have not yet. All I know is it bites every single morning. And usually the progression in which something the progression of ease that you see when you're doing something, it usually just comes with doing it more. But that's not really the case with cold plunging. It's it's pretty much the same amount of difficult every day, except for at the beginning, because you never felt it before. I've heard this saying before: cold plunging, it doesn't really get easier, but it gets more familiar. Um, yeah, like it always hurts. It hurts pretty much the same amount all the time, but then you kind of know what to expect. So you just like, and it feels like an eternity. If like right when you get in, it feels like it's never gonna be over, but you just keep breathing nasal breaths and like, and it doesn't feel like it helps, but I feel like the purpose that it serves more than anything is just passing the time. And then probably, it probably does like serve a purpose just like objectively of like oxygenating your blood and getting more blood flow and trying to like warm you up. I don't know. Maybe. I do find myself like holding my breath because of how uncomfortable I am when I'm doing it. Um, yeah, but it's such an amazing way to start the day. It is it's so liberating, you know? Going out of your comfort zone in general is very liberating. Um, it's not it's not easy. The greatest things in life are not easy, and that's why the people that do things that make them uncomfortable routinely, that's why they're successful. And what is success? I don't know. Happiness? Yeah. And then with, but it's like, a lot of people, a lot of people put like a monetary thing with success. But with going out of your comfort zone, you just usually that comes with like the monetary gain, and then because you're always going out of your comfort zone, you're happy. It's not like those things are mutually exclusive. They kind of come with one another. So I don't know. It's very interesting. I it's crazy. It's just whenever I'm in the lake though, I do like wonder like who would do this. I do like it's been a while, but like I think like a few weeks ago or like a month ago, I got in there and I was like, who would do this? I said that out loud. Um, but I don't really have the urge to like get out. Like it's always there, but it's not like a screaming thought that's in my mind because I'm so familiar with it. Um, I'm just intrigued to know how far I can go with it, how long I can keep going. Um, I'm looking at the width, or I'm looking at the length of the freezer that we have, the stacked refrigerator freezer. And I'm wondering if I can get like some huge things, like a little circular thing that has like a little bit of volume, and then like freeze some water, freeze some water in there. Um, and when it starts to get a little warmer, make like huge ice cubes and put it in the cold tub that we have outside. I don't know. It'll be cool. I feel largely the same as I did last night about my desperation to find female companionship. Um, but as I said, it's desperation because of what I want, because of what I'm striving towards. Desperation's not really the best course of action. It's not really what should be going on. Um, yeah, but this morning I matched with this girl on Hinge, and she plays soccer for the Spokane Zephyr, which I don't know. Is it a pro team? Is that a pro? I don't know. Her bio said that, but it might be semi-pro. I don't know. Either way, it's admirable. And I said, "Hi there," with a smiley face, and then she said, "Hey, hot stuff. How's your weekend going?" So that's cool. I haven't responded to her yet. I don't know. Uh, a part of me wonders if like the stereotype that Tim Dillon once stated for athletes, that like he's like, athletes are stupid people. you know? Damn. I guess this memory card's pretty full. Only have 15 more minutes of memory on it. I might carry on. Just with audio if I hit a groove. Maybe not. I've been going for 20 minutes. 35 minutes total might be chill. But yeah, Tim Dillon said he's like, athletes are stupid people. It's like they're focused on like perfecting their bodies and oops and like getting ripped and getting really good at their sport and stuff. It's like they don't really have time to think about entirely complex things. And that might be a little bit over exaggerated, but um, I do wonder because I do want to go out with this girl. Maybe it might happen. And I want to see like maybe is she not like the deepest thinker? I hope she is. That'd be cool. But it is an interesting thought. Um, yeah, so we'll see. I do think there is something to that though. Like when you have tunnel vision and you're just trying to perfect your craft. and your craft is just physical, but it's not just physical. Soccer's a thinking man's sport, but uh, but it is possible because like it's such a grind, especially, dude. Even my dad had a friend. My dad has a friend named Pam Novell, and her daughter played soccer at SFCC, Spokane Falls Community College, and she ended up quitting because um, because it was just such a grind. Because it was such a big commitment. So it's like if that's the case, then I wonder like how much of a grind it is to play for Spokane Zephyr, and like if that just takes away if that just takes away from her ability and her capacity to just think about things in a nuanced fashion. I don't know. I don't know. It'll be interesting. Her name's Molly. She's from England. At least that's what I gathered from her. That's what I gathered from her bio. I think if I recall correctly, she went to college in like California or something, and she's from England. So that'd be pretty cool. Um, yeah, that'd be interesting. I just want to know, like, I'm very health conscious and like committed to like being fit and stuff. So like that makes me very interested. It makes me very interested in the lifestyle of a professional athlete. So it'd be cool to like quiz her and stuff and just see like what's going on, you know? Yeah, so pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. I'm working on Christmas Eve, so I probably won't be able to make it to Christmas Eve festivities at my Aunt Debbie's house. I'm getting used to this microphone. I haven't listened to one of these recordings back. I think it's good enough. There's like these little screens that used to be on it that like covered it, and then it was like a circular screen. You know what I'm talking about? And it made it sound way worse. So we thought when I was doing this podcast in Bellingham, we thought that these microphones were like really, really then we took the screens off, and then turns out they're okay. Um, so, yeah. I asked Ryan to do like a podcast with me. He said no. So, and I thought, okay, well, it's not gonna stop me from doing it. You know, I enjoy doing it. Um, when I was going to SFCC, I posted like a flyer. I posted like a flyer saying that someone should do a podcast with me. And then I saw these two girls like looking at it after class one day, and I was like, cool, but I was too shy. So I just said, oh, that's mine. That's my flyer. They're like, oh, that's so cool. Like, how long have you been doing it? I was like, oh, I used to do a podcast in Bellingham. And then I saw them looking at my thing on YouTube, and I thought, oh shit, that's cool. But I never said that they should do the podcast with me, which I should have. But then what happened was, Derek, is that you?
Yep.
I'm doing one of my logs right now. Yeah. I already told the people, well, I'm not posting this on the internet, but I told them that you came up with the title of a log, you know, which I think is pretty novel. So thank you for that.
No, logs have existed like forever.
Yeah, but I just called it like a verbal journal, you know? But log sounds more novel, and it sounds like more professional, you know? It's pretty cool. But yeah, when I go back to SFCC, I'm going to be putting flyers up, dude, for people to do a little log with me. I think that'll be cool. I think it's beneficial. But you know what kept happening last time I was there? They kept taking them down. Whoever, I don't know who they are, faculty, lame ass faculty. I would come the next day to school, and the precise location where I put up these flyers, people would take them down, you know? And it's like, what the It's like, it's kind of a dickhead move, you know? And SFCC is about 30 minutes from here, Liberty Lake. So I don't think I'll be able to do it here, but there's private offices in the SFCC library where it's possible that
I got half day. So I got a half day on Tuesday. You like cheesecake?
cheesecake. Derek got some cheesecake. I gotta tell you, man, it's a good living situation here.
It's a variety pack.
The current lineup of the kitchen is we got 2 fridges. Ryan has requested that Derek keep all the sweets away from him so he can remain in control of his desires.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, I know, but it's still
Fresh in your mind.
still fresh in my mind. But the thing is that Ryan's doing an admirable job of staying away from the sweets. As we speak, he's eating a Dole can of pineapple,
Which is sweet.
which is sweet, and it's not a Reese's peanut butter cup.
You know what? I'm actually about to have some cheesecake.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Cheesecake.
Hey, you know what, buddy? Treat yourself. What day is it? Sunday? Okay, you didn't go to Black Goat today, but you went to Black Goat yesterday, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, you know what? Treat yourself, dude. Yeah, you have my permission. Yeah, dude. It's definitely. I don't know. I'm not at SFCC. I'm not taking 100 level classes, so I think that there's some possibility that my classes aren't going to be filled with a bunch of running start students. I really hope my classes are filled with a bunch of 20 people in their mid-20s and older, and like maybe like 23 or something, just because I was shocked how much more committed I was than like the younger kids who were really children in my classes, you know? Sometimes I would see them after class and I'm like, oh, what's up, dude? You missed class. And they're like, oh yeah, I didn't go, like on purpose. And I'm like, what the fuck is that, dude? Like what? And I've always been very uncommitted to school, but I was shocked when I went back in March. I was shocked how committed I was. What are you doing over there? Are you mocking me or what? Oh, he's on the phone. You know, and it was just shocking. There was like 18-year-olds who were fresh out of high school, which like another thing that means is that it was their 13th straight year of school. So, you know, some level of burnout is inevitable. And they don't really have the real world experience. They don't have the real world experience necessary to appreciate school for what it is, which is a privilege, an educational privilege. You know, I was in my Econ 100 class, and he's like talking about a certain subject matter, and then in my mind I'm like, oh, like what is that? Like oh, what, like I wonder what that means, and then I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna tell us right now. You know? Ryan's talking about a movie that's boring or something, and I gotta say, I went on a date with a girl, and she mentioned like a book to me, and I had it in the back of my mind, and I was looking for another book by currently my favorite author, Freida McFadden. I was at the Spokane Library, and none of the Spokane Library branches had books by her. They were all checked out. So I checked out "You Don't Own Me" by Mary Higgins Clark, and it was terrible. The end was sort of intriguing because the end is when you reached a resolution about what the fuck the story was about. But it was such a hard read. It was part of it is I think I'm so spoiled by Freida McFadden because she's such a good writer, So I got used to like this very like intriguing style of writing that just pulls you in and it makes you unable to stop, you know. Like I'm reading and I'm on page 10, for example, and then I'm like so into the story and I look up and I'm on page 22. It's like, what the fuck? You know? And so it's just, so I think like because I read 3 of her books back to back to back, or 2 of them, and then another one that was less intriguing but better than You Don't Own Me by Mary Higgins Clark. And then I read, and then my 4th book was You Don't Own Me, and it was just terrible. The thing that came to mind was that it felt like some of the lines were written by like AI, you know. It was truly bad, you know. And now I'm reading Never Lie by Freida McFadden. This is a good book, dude. Yeah. I was reading The Locked Door by Freida McFadden, and at the end, it was a preview of her book called The Teacher. I tried to find that one. It said that it was at Target, so I went to Target, and then it wasn't there. And then I saw 2 other books by her, so I just bought them. You know, it's highly likely that they're going to be good. So, yeah. Again, I hope I finish the book in the next 5 days. Yeah. Alrighty, it is 2:23 p.m., 1 hour and 37 minutes from departure for Spokane Valley. This is Patrick speaking. That's the line, baby. Much love, y'all. How long have I been going for? 35 minutes. That's not bad. Oh. And, about to run out of memory on this thing. Okay, much love, y'all. To whom it may concern, my name is Patrick Arabedian. I'm out.